Okay, so the first thing that we're looking at is satisfaction. So what does this mean at work? So basically with tasks and projects that we work on, we want to look at something that makes us feel fulfilled. So the question we can ask ourselves is, where do you find enjoyment? Okay. So we can reflect on moments of happiness and engagement. So if we think back to projects or tasks that we've worked on, which one of those has kind of led to some happiness, or we felt engaged in that piece of work. And then we can start thinking about what we were doing at the time. Something like, were we working independently? Were we working as part of a team? Maybe it was a topic that we haven't looked at before and we enjoyed learning something new, something like that. So the first part to focus on is to pay attention to what brings you joy and a sense of accomplishment. The accomplishment is quite important as well. So it's not just tasks that we're getting done and we feel good about them, it's tasks that we feel like we've accomplished something, we've overcome a hurdle, or we've done something that's quite important to the team or to the project. Okay, so the second thing that we're looking at is complexity. So how does this relate to work? So when you're required to use problem solving or creativity, those two key skills are kind of what shows complexity in our work. So the question that we want to ask ourselves is, how can we be challenged more, and how can we, use these skills more? The best way to answer this is to engage in tasks that push you outside of your comfort zone. So if you're used to picking up some work, where you know how it's done, you never really have any problems with it, you would say you're quite comfortable with that work. We should start looking for work that takes us outside of that, challenges us a bit more. You know, there might be some obstacles that we have to face or something new that we have to learn. So, leading from that, finding new interests and passions that can increase the complexity of our work. It's not just something that we're used to, something new. That's the key word, something new. Okay, so the third thing that we're looking at here is autonomy. This one's quite important. It's having the freedom to make decisions and take ownership of your work. So, if you've got someone who's always kind of looking over your shoulder, making sure that you're getting work done, or you don't really get to make any decisions with your work, like this is the way you have to do it and that's the only way, that would mean you don't have much autonomy in your job. So, having autonomy, it kind of sparks a sense of purpose, gives us some motivation because it means the tasks at hand need us to be able to complete it, and it's not just something that anybody could do. So the question that we should ask yourself is, where do you find opportunity? Now, opportunities can seek in having more control over your projects. It can be the way that you approach a task. Maybe you take a different approach this time, and that gives you more freedom to challenge yourself. And the final thing is exploring interests that align with your career goals. So, instead of doing the standard work that you're used to and the whole team does, maybe you can put some time aside to explore more interests that is still aligned with the career goals of you or of the project. Okay, now it's time for the action plan. We've looked at satisfaction, complexity, and autonomy. Those are the three pillars that we need to focus on to find passion within our work. So, what's the action plan? Firstly, satisfaction. We'll focus on that. We should identify one aspect of your work that brings you fulfillment. Then find a way to increase how often that aspect can be incorporated into your day to day work. So that means find something in work that you enjoy and then do more of it, okay? Now we're looking at complexity. So here we can identify a skill that you would like to learn or a project that you'd like to be involved in. Then put together a plan to learn that skill or be part of that project, okay? So to simplify that, find something new that you want to learn and then find a way to incorporate that into your work. Pretty simple. Third one is autonomy. We're going to look at identifying where there are opportunities to be more independent. Then communicate with the team or manager to increase your level of ownership. So let's simplify that again. So it basically means find an opportunity where you can take control of something and then communicate with your team that you would like to focus on that. We're going to end it there. Those are the three steps to find your passion at work: satisfaction, complexity, and autonomy. If you need to look back over them, just go back through the video. Once you get used to asking yourself the questions, it'll stick and the changes that you need to make will come more clear for you. So try and meet the criteria for all three of them, because having work that aligns to all three of these pillars strengthens your passion. If it's only one or two and you're missing out on the third one, it's probably a sign that you need to do something different, or maybe, consider new opportunities, like new jobs that could help you meet all three. And remember, you know, the passion isn't always found overnight. It's something that could take a bit of time, especially if, we're working through the action plan. That might take a few weeks, it could take a few months. Obviously, like I said before, if you were to move job and you're confident that it matched those three pillars, that's perfect as well. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, drop a subscribe if you're interested in more content from me. Otherwise, take it easy, have a good day.